It was in the year 2010, at 2:14 a.m. in a silent Iranian nuclear facility, something invisible crossed a line humanity had never crossed before. No bombs fell. No missiles launched. No soldiers breached the gates. Yet inside the computers controlling uranium centrifuges, a foreign weapon quietly woke up. By the time anyone noticed, it was already too late. In the summer of 2010, a small cybersecurity firm in Belarus received a strange file from a panicked Iranian engineer. His machines were malfunctioning. Industrial equipment was destroying itself. But there was no obvious reason why. When analysts opened the file, they realized they weren't looking at a virus. They were looking at something far more dangerous. A digital organism that could think. It copied itself. It hid from antivirus software. It moved across networks without being detected. And most terrifying of all, it knew exactly what it was looking for. The malware would infect thousands of computers worldwide, but it only activated if it found one specific target: Iran's nuclear centrifuges. Deep inside Iran's Natanz facility, uranium-enriching machines were spinning at precise speeds. Stuxnet, the name given to the worm, didn't just spy on them. It rewrote their instructions. It forced the centrifuges to suddenly spin too fast, then too slow, then normal again, all while feeding fake data to Iranian engineers, telling them everything was fine. From the outside, the system looked healthy. From the inside, it was tearing itself apart. Centrifuges shattered. Years of nuclear progress vanished. No alarms ever went off. Iran had been sabotaged without ever knowing who pulled the trigger. As cybersecurity experts around the world analyzed the worm, something shocking emerged. This was not the work of hackers, not criminals, not activists. The code was too complex, the resources too vast, the knowledge too specific. Stuxnet had required intelligence from inside Iranian nuclear facilities, detailed blueprints of centrifuges, zero-day exploits no one had ever seen before, and years of development by elite programmers. Only one kind of organization on Earth could build something like this. A government. Two, actually. Behind closed doors, whispers began to spread. This was not cybercrime. This was cyberwar. Investigators traced pieces of the code back to the United States and Israel, allies desperate to stop Iran from developing a nuclear weapon without firing a single shot. And they had done it. They had built the world's first digital missile. One that could cross borders, ignore air defenses, and strike directly at a nation's critical infrastructure. And the scariest part? It didn't stay contained. Stuxnet escaped into the wild. And now every government on Earth had its blueprint. Because once the world learned how Stuxnet worked, something terrifying happened. Other nations started building their own. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. The age of cyber weapons had begun. And the question was no longer if the next digital attack would come, but who it would hit, and what it would destroy. Stuxnet was never meant to be seen. It was designed to live quietly inside Iran's nuclear systems, do its damage, and disappear forever. But someone made a mistake. A single infected laptop was connected to the internet. And in that moment, the world's first digital superweapon escaped into the wild. Cybersecurity labs in Europe and the US began detecting strange new codes spreading across the globe. They had never seen anything like it. Not a virus, not spyware, but a precision-guided digital missile. When researchers finally reverse-engineered it, they were stunned. Stuxnet contained 4 separate zero-day exploits, vulnerabilities so secret even Microsoft didn't know they existed. Each one was worth millions on the black market, and someone had burned them just to take down a few thousand machines in Iran. That meant one thing: a nation-state had fired the first cyber weapon in history, and now every other nation was racing to catch up. Iran didn't respond with bombs. They responded with code. Within months, American banks were hit by massive digital assaults. Oil companies went dark. Government networks were probed. In 2012, a virus called Shamoon wiped 30,000 computers inside Saudi Arabia's largest oil company, erasing hard drives like they never existed. A warning shot. Cyberwar had gone global. And no one could prove who was responsible. That was the genius of digital weapons. You could attack a country without ever being seen. Soon, Stuxnet's descendants appeared everywhere. Russian malware targeting power grids, Chinese code siphoning military secrets, North Korean hacks draining millions from banks. Every nation was now armed with invisible weapons. And every city on Earth became a potential target. Airports, hospitals, water systems, nuclear plants. All controlled by computers. All vulnerable. When Stuxnet was released, it crossed a line humanity had never crossed before. For the first time in history, a weapon didn't need soldiers, didn't need borders, didn't need permission, just a keyboard. And once that line was crossed, it could never be uncrossed. The digital genie was out of the bottle. Today, the world is quietly at war. No headlines, no explosions, just silent attacks happening every second behind screens we never see. And it all began with one worm, one mission, and one moment when the internet became a battlefield. Stuxnet didn't just destroy machines. It changed the future of warfare forever. If you're still watching, you're one of us, and you know why. Like the video, comment, share it, and subscribe for what comes next. This is Hack World.